Hey, so I wanted to talk to you guys. Um, I really wanted to talk to anybody that's going through a funk. I might not look like it, but I am. I am. I'm struggling. Well, not struggling. I don't want to speak any of those words into existence. But yeah, there's some there's some things going on. And so I just wanted to talk to anybody who might be feeling, like it's kind of hard for me to stay positive when I've got these things that are like pulling at me and making me want to, talk about it or maybe feel bad or question, whether or not um, I am truly being taken care of and whether or not, God is there. Like, where is he? I need him. Um, so yeah, that's who I want to talk to. So before I say anything else, because I never say this, because I don't think about these things. I don't think about the hook and, telling you guys to like and subscribe and I don't think about those things. I just come on here, say what it is that I have to say. I'm on here just to express and to help and hope and pray that anything that I say helps just one person. And so because that's all I'm talking to, I'm just talking to one person, but there's probably many of you out here in this world. And so I had a conversation with a friend of mine about this, and we've kind of been talking about this for a while. Um, they've been going through stuff, I've been going through stuff, and so we're kind of sort of like bouncing things off of each other. But one of our things is to always stay positive, is to always say or stay, in God's light, in or always ended on a positive note and not so much the doom and gloom and not so much like feeling sorry for ourselves and things of that nature. But those things happen. You sometimes don't feel 100% great. You know, sometimes don't feel positive. You sometimes don't feel optimistic. And it's always good to have somebody to talk to get those things out and to lift you back up and to send you on your way, right? And so that's really what I want to do today. Because I've been struggling, I just wanted to kind of give you guys like some of the things that I do, or maybe some advice on what you can do, because it might not necessarily be what I do. But for me, it's always going to be first and foremost my morning routine. This morning I woke up at 4, and when I woke up, I felt like there's a reason for me waking up at this time. I used to wake up at that time every single morning to start my morning routine. Um, but lately I haven't been. And so this morning when I woke up at 4, I was like, oh, I think he might want to talk to me. So so I was eager to kind of sort of get up and hear, or commune and do, some breath work and do some silent time and, listening to some soft, subtle music so that I can get into the mood of communing with God and speaking to God and letting Him know what it is that I might want to say, and then listening for whatever it is that He has for me. So that's what I did this morning. And this morning, sometimes, let me not say most of the time, sometimes I have requests, I have questions, I want to pray for this person or pray for that person. But this morning, I just wanted to hear. I just wanted to hear what he had to say about whatever, whatever that might be, right? I'm open, like I'm listening, whatever it is. And I got like a huge download of information that was really positive and really great and really awesome. Um, but then as the day progressed, there were some things that happened throughout the day that had me, I don't know, kind of anxious or whatever. Um, it had me thinking outside of like the positive realm, and so um, I normally what I do is pray. You know, just give me some sort of sign or signal as to what it is that you want me to do about this particular situation. And so then I went on with my day. I'm keeping myself busy, I'm working, things of that nature. But as the day went on, like as I got home and it was time for me to make dinner, and I was just thinking about these things. And the first thing that came to my mind was read your affirmations, because you're starting to go, like, you've got these ebbs and flows in your day, and you've been able to kind of sort of maintain like a higher vibration, and now you're going into something that, because now you're home, so now you have time to fester, if you will, right? And so I decided to read my affirmations, because I don't want to go low. I want to stay high. And even if I'm not high, I want to stay here. I don't want to go here, and if I can't get here, then I want to be here. So, excuse me. Excuse me. I read my affirmations, which always make me feel better. Always, always, always. You're speaking life into yourself. You're speaking, what your desires, your dreams, your goals are, and things of that nature. So I did that, and I overall just felt better. And so I'm sharing all this because when I say do the work, this is an example of doing the work. In other words, you could be in a funk and you could not feel 100% great. Like, you could be here, but you don't have to go here. There are things that you can do, but it really depends on what works for you, right? Affirmations work for me. Writing works for me. Music works for me. Like, music is the best thing ever. And so after I get off this call, I'm probably going to do a nice dance in my living room, right? To just continue the high vibration of staying here, or maybe even getting up here, right? Because as many times as I've been low, I just don't desire to be there anymore. And I'm sharing all of this because I give all this advice. I have all these videos and all this other stuff, and I'm constantly making videos every day, if not more than once a day. And I really want to make a video about my own personal struggles and how there are still things that I have to go through, because this is a lifetime thing. It's not like you do the work and like you're done and your whole entire life is perfect. That's not how life works, because life is not perfect. And so these tools and these different things that we use, a morning routine for me, um, sets your day. It sets your day. It sets your vibration on a high, your frequency on a high. And so you can do whatever throughout the day or for the day. But maybe at midday, somebody might say something to you or something might happen, and you might have to use some of those same tools that you used in the morning for noon. And maybe if you don't, you can get through the rest of the day on a high, or at least here. And then before you go to bed, or maybe even when you come home, maybe you might want to do them as well, but definitely before you go to bed, because you want to have those great thoughts, those positive thoughts in your subconscious mind, excuse me, when you're going to bed, so that they're ingrained in your brain, in your mind, and that's how you're feeling when you go to bed, instead of feeling fearful or sad or stressed or whatever the case may be. That's why a lot of us wake up stressed. That's why a lot of us wake up, you know already feeling some sort of way, because we went to bed that way. We had those thoughts in our mind. We're still worrying and stressed and things of that nature. So I just wanted to share that. I just really wanted to share that. I say my affirmations at least 3 times a day. Um, when I'm busy, it's normally twice a day. But the purpose of it is not just to be like, oh, I say my affirmations. The purpose of it is to actually make me feel good. It's to lift my spirits. It's to make me feel like what it is that I want, what it is that I say that I'm going to do, what it is that is coming into fruition is coming. Because when you get into the world, when you get into all of the things that this world includes, then you easily can be like, oh, you might watch something, or you might, somebody might call you, or you might hear about something happening, and then, you go down. And in order to lift yourself up, you just need these tools. You need something, right? Whether it's music, whether it's writing, whether it's, affirmations, whether it is meditating, whether it is, thinking about the things that you're grateful for. Midday, you pray about like how your day is going or what. It doesn't really matter as long as you're doing something. And it doesn't have to be any of those things. It could be whatever works for you. My point is that we need those things. That's how we cultivate our day. No one wakes up and is happy 24/7, 365. And if they are, they probably have cultivated that to where that is their frequency, that is their vibration. But I'm sure that at some point they had to work on that. Not unless they were just born that way. There are some people that are fortunate to be born that way. But yeah, I just really wanted to not talk at you, but actually talk to you, and also share, like, yeah, this happens to me actually all the time. I just, I just have decided that I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to feel low. I either want to be here or I want to constantly be here. But if I can't be here, I definitely want to be here. Um, Feeling low, being depressed, having anxiety, having a lot of fear, and just not really feeling like you have control over what is happening in your life is not a good feeling. And especially in the long term, it's just not good. It doesn't feel good. It's not for us. We're not here to constantly be in fear and stressed and things of that nature. Those thoughts and those feelings, they bring on disease, they bring on all kinds of stuff. So, selfishly, I'm just, expressing these things so that that it's a little bit more serious than maybe sometimes I even make it. Stress is the number one killer. A lot of people think, oh, such and such has cancer, or such and such has had a heart attack or had a stroke and things of that nature. And, a lot of times, or even all these other ailments that people have, a lot of times those things come from our emotions, our stress, our fears, all of those things. And we can take responsibility for ourselves and actually change those things. We can change our minds, we can change our thoughts, we can change our feelings, we can change our words, we can change our actions. It takes work though. You have to unlearn what you've always done, what you have believed, or how you've, maneuvered through life up to this point. And yeah, I'm just just here to help and just express those things so that you're not alone, so that there's other people out here that are feeling the same way, but also that you have control. You can do something about it, whatever it is, whatever it is. So, I'm going to go. I do want to say, though, that I have opened up a couple of slots for anyone who is looking for mentorship, especially when it comes to mindset, but also even, um, like accountability partner kind of thing, because I really encourage everyone that I work with to do the work. And, I'll be there to encourage you and to remind you and to keep pushing you, and um, to, just point out things about you that you've done that you probably didn't even realize because you're in your own head and you don't think about all the things that you're doing. But I love incremental changes that take place over time, because you change one thing and then another thing changes and you change something else, and so on and so forth, and the next thing it's a couple of months later and you're like a different person. Some of the things that you used to think, you don't think those anymore. Some of the things you used to do, you don't do them anymore. So anyway, I'm gonna go. um, if anything that I said resonated with you, how about leave me a heart in the comments? How about that? Leave me a heart in the comments if anything I said resonated with you. I would just, with all of the things that are going on in this world, I don't want anybody to be in a rut. I don't want anybody to feel any certain type of way. And I'm sure you don't want to feel that way either. And so all I'm saying is that if you take the initiative to do a little bit at a time, eventually it will grow and grow and grow. And so will those negative feelings. They will dissipate and disappear as time goes on, as long as you work it. It only works if you work it. So I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening to me. Have a great one.